round number something coming up. I think it's round number 33 that's coming up in the Championship this weekend, followed on to Monday night, and then subsequent midweek as well, with a couple of fixtures there. It's all a big hot mess because of the FA Cup games where a lot of Championship teams are going to be participating in. So it's all a big mess. There were also a few actually midweek fixtures that I didn't predict outright, so I will talk about them uh, as well. I was discussing certain teams. So there's 8 fixtures that I need to talk about in this. Obviously, 5 of them are Saturday, one of them Monday night, a couple of them on the Wednesday, the following Wednesday. So I'm predicting all of those fixtures. First of all, we'll talk about round number 31 potentially, where I did okay. 3 bob-ons. I had Norwich beat Blackburn, Pompey, PNE Pompey, and Blues Leicester. In there, Charlton QPR I had. So these are the results I had the correct outcome for, but not the correct scoreline. Charlton QPR, Southampton Watford, and Swansea Sheffield Wednesday. Everything else I was wrong about the result, but there were a couple of shocks in there, to be fair to me. But let's talk about round number 33. It's all a mess. I mean, I'm looking at this league table right now. Pompey have got 3 games in hand. It's all just a hope it evens itself out pretty nicely soon enough. We'll start at Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday play Millwall. I don't think Sheffield Wednesday can be relegated this midweek, but their goal difference is absolutely appalling. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they can get confirmed mathematically completely out of it, relegation wise, against Sheffield United. But maybe because Leicester are playing Blackburn at some point, that might confirm it. Actually, that might do it. But anyway, not important. I don't think they can be relegated on this game. In the Barry Bannon derby, Mill will be going to come up with loads of confidence. I mean, a 2-0 win over Wrexham in a 5th versus 6th clash. They've put a lovely 6-point gap between them and 6th and 7th place, Wrexham and Preston. That will give them a lot of confidence. Sheffield Wednesday just stinking the gaff out, aren't they? Haven't scored a goal this calendar year. Yeah, they're stinking the gaff out. So I will predict a comfortable away win for Millwall. I will predict Sheffield Wednesday 0, Millwall 2. Preston versus Watford. Ed still is in charge um, at Watford, and who's surprised really? Will Still's brother is in at Vicarage Road, and it's just very hipstery, very Watfordy. So not particularly surprised when I saw that. They go to Preston, who are, well, they're just coming back to their whole old selves, Preston. Clean sheet, 1-0 win, tight game, not a lot of the ball, but get the job done at Deepdale. And then obviously that followed a very impressive draw at Ipswich. I know they conceded late on, probably could have won that game, but 4 points from the last 2 games after what was a pretty dismal losing run. Not bad from Paul Heckingbottom. I think Watford are going to make it difficult enough, from what I'm hearing from Will Still, and that sort of compact nature, the style of football he wants to play, might have an immediate impact. I think this is a tough place to go, Preston. So I'll back a draw. I'll go Preston 0, Watford 0, over at Deepdale in the stalemate up north. QPR versus Blackburn, and Blackburn themselves have a new manager. Well, not full-time manager, but Michael O'Neill is in at Rovers. Remember him? He was at Stoke in the Championship quite a few years ago. Went off to do the Northern Ireland job. I think got sacked by Stoke. Went off to do the Northern Ireland job. Is still in post in the Northern Ireland job, but is in temporary charge of Rovers up until the end of the season. And it's quite a unique situation. We don't have a lot of these in football anymore, where the manager's doing the international job and the domestic sort of club job. But Rovers, I'm sure, will not particularly be bothered by that if Michael O'Neill can come in and deliver results. Longer term wise, potentially might be an issue, might be a conversation about that. At the moment, Rovers need wins and Rovers need points desperately. They are sat in the relegation zone. They're level on points with 21st place Leicester. They do have a game in hand on Leicester, and I believe Blackburn versus Leicester is the final game of the season. That could be carnage, but let's not think ahead. At that point, they need to go away to QPR and deliver a performance. QPR are going on one of their half decent runs where it felt like they were going on a half decent run, and then just suddenly a few draws and followed by a loss, and they're sort of back to where they were. So I don't know. I can't read QPR. I don't think most people can. They're sat in 13th, which feels very apt to how I think I've portrayed them this season. I will back them home to this Blackburn side in disarray, despite a new manager coming in. I'll go QPR 2, Rovers 1, but could see an impact there from Michael O'Neill. Not so in the immediate future. Maybe not this game, but maybe after that. Remember, he went into Stoke and really got a tune out of them pretty quickly because they were bottom of the league, maybe, and really got a tune out of them. Remember, a heavy win at Barnsley. Anyway, not important. Well, kind of important. Derby versus Swansea up next at Pride Park, and this is a Derby win in the reverse fixture. Swansea are very, very good under Vitor Matos. They're winning both away games and the home games. They have obviously won at Oxford, and they went to Watford a couple of weeks ago in Javi Grazia's last game and won. They obviously put Sheffield Wednesday to the sword. Caveat being Sheffield Wednesday, but still got the job done. Derby are better on the road than they are at home. Lost home to Ipswich, maybe a bit unlucky, but I just think with Swansea's good form, I think they might be good value for a point. So I'll back a draw at Pride Park. I'll go Derby 1, Swansea 1. And maybe if this was the other way around, despite Swansea's incredibly good home form, I might just back Derby. But yeah, at Pride Park, I'll go for Swansea point. Pompey versus Sheffield United. United will want a reaction. And is the playoffs out of sight for Blades? Possibly. I mean, 8 points off both 6th and 7th place, but it just feels like maybe the momentum isn't quite there. They seem to go on little splurts of form, but can't quite go. They'll need a really long extended run of winning games consistently that they haven't been able to do so consistently enough. Obviously lost at home to Middlesbrough. Joe Rothwell got sent off. This is a tough game for them anyway. So yeah, I can't. I think this is a really difficult one to call because Pompey have been in good form lately. Yes, they lost at Preston, which is unfortunate, but they could have got something out of the game. Again, tight game, could have got something out of it. At home, you would fancy them, wouldn't you, Pompey? But I just have this nagging feeling in the back of my mind that Chris Wilder's just going to pull something up his sleeve. So I'll back the away win, which is contrary to my conscious thoughts. So I'll go Pompey 0, Sheffield United 1. Maybe a really ugly, sort of tight for cagey first half, and then a bit of quality in the second half. Maybe about 60 minutes to go and win it. And I think Sheffield United might just do it. It's a typical Blades win from last season under Chris Wilder, something like that. Coventry versus Middlesbrough is first versus second. I don't know why I've mentioned like that because this is a huge game. This is a massive, mammoth game, and Middlesbrough did the overtake on Coventry last time out. I didn't see that coming because I thought Coventry would beat Oxford and I thought Middlesbrough would lose at Sheffield United. Neither of those things happened. Coventry drew at home to 10-man Oxford. Yes, the last bit of the game 10-man, but still 10-man. Middlesbrough went away to Sheffield United and put in a remarkably good performance and beat Blades by 2-1 at Bramall Lane. And is that a flag in the sand? And is that a shifting in power in this promotion race? Ipswich are lagging a little bit behind, but Middlesbrough's recent performances, 6 in a row, they've gone under Kim Hellberg, scoring goals, they're not conceding boatloads of chances. Away to Coventry, they're still really good at the CBS, aren't they, Cov? And that's what's sort of bugging me a little bit. If this was the Riverside, I don't think I have two doubts really. If Middlesbrough go to Coventry and win, I mean, surely that is one of the done places in the automatic promotion places done. I know we've still got a reasonably long way to go, but oh my god, that would be a huge win. I think Coventry might just have something to get something out of this game, despite their pretty, well, not tragic, but not good enough, anywhere near good enough form recently. I'll go goals as well, I'm thinking. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to go Desmond. I'll go Coventry 2, Middlesbrough 2 at the CBS. It is Bristol City versus Wrexham, which is also not as big a game as Coventry Middlesbrough, but still a pretty reasonably sizable game at Ashton Gate. Bristol City just coming off the back of a fantastic win at Hull. Obviously, this game will only occur after the trip to Port Vale for Bristol City in the Cup, and Wrexham play Ipswich at the racecourse in the Cup as well. So well, Bristol City might play Port Vale in the cup at Vale Park, depending on how the pitch is. But let's assume that does go through. That does happen. This is a monumentally seismic game, I think, for Bristol City. Uh, Not make or break for the season, because even if we do lose this game, we'd still only be 4 points behind Wrexham, and it'd still be on for the playoffs. But just in terms of where are we truly in terms of this playoff race? Where in the sandwich are we? Are we near the top? Are we near the bun, or are we near the well, no, what do you put in a sandwich? What do you like? Are we near the meat? Are we in the middle somewhere? Are we the protein? And not really looking like we're gonna. I don't know why the analogies go in mind. Anyway, Bristol City versus Wrexham. I can't predict a Bristol City win here. I just don't have the faith in this. That's probably not the wrong word. I just trust this Bristol City team to go and be inconsistent like it has been all season. So after a fantastic win at Hull and hopefully progression in the FA Cup with maybe a slightly rotated Bristol City team, maybe they're fresh legs for this one. But I know Wrexham's squad quality, their squad power. I'll back a draw and I'll sit on the fence again. I'll go Bristol City 1, Wrexham 1, but a win for City could be pretty huge. Anyway, and finally, it is Charlton versus Portsmouth at the Valley. This is a rearranged game from earlier in the season, obviously following tragic circumstances over at the Valley. The game had to be postponed initially. We're replaying this, and teams are in different positions, aren't they? Well, Pompey are going into this in relatively good form. Obviously, I've already predicted a Pompey game so far. It was Sheffield United at home, so quick turnaround for them. There's a normal championship weekend then midweek, but this is one of their games in hand. They'll want to get something from it, but I can just see Charlton just doing enough. I can just see them doing something to go and click and potentially getting the job done. Again, it was a tight game against Stoke, but they just got the job done pretty late on through Tyrese Campbell. I can see a similar thing happening again. I think I predicted a Charlton win in the previous return fixture. I'll predict that again. I'll go Charlton 1, Pompey 0. That is it. Thank you very much for watching this Championship Prediction Show. Let me know your predictions in the comment section down below for all the games I've predicted in this video, all 8 games I think I've predicted in this video. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.